Falcon Punch!
Hey guys, I'm Phil in the Blanks. Welcome to my thoughts and opinions of the Nintendo Switch presentation, which just ended right now. Sorry I'm not very loud or boisterous. It is like 1:30 right now in the morning where I am, and I don't want to wake my wife up, so I'm just going to talk in my kind of normal voice there. So the Switch presentation just finished. This was the Japanese live presentation. I'll have remarks on the morning's North American presentation probably during the same video, because I'm not putting this up until I could wake up tomorrow. So overall it was okay. Nothing absolutely spectacular, but definitely not as bad as I was kind of worrying about. It started out really well with the whole screen kind of going a full minute countdown, 60 seconds, really pumped up, lasers and music going on, and then Tatsumi Kimishima just coming out and being like, "Hello, I'm an unassuming Japanese guy, and I'm very low energy," which was very weird, very different. So big things to pick up on the console itself. March 3rd, that is awesome. I was saying if it was going to be March, it'd be like the 20-something or whatever, but March 3rd? Damn, that's a month and a half away. Holy crap. Good job. $300 American, which I'm in Canada, so I'm assuming $350 to $400. We'll literally find that out tomorrow when EB Games and Best Buy and all those places have an actual dollar amount. I love the idea of the smartphone app, which apparently can, well, not smartphone, smart device app that can use the Nintendo Switch. They didn't go into it at all. They did go into the fact that the Nintendo Online service will be paid. They didn't say how much. They didn't say why it would be paid or how good it'd be. It's getting a free trial at first, and I think it's November or something. It'll be paid. I'm okay with that. I know I'm going to hear people bitching about it all the time, especially at my work. But guess what? Sony does it. Microsoft does it. Shut up. Why wouldn't they do it? As long as they make it worthwhile, and for third-party companies to be able to do something, and it's not crazy expensive, I don't see why not. What I'd like to see is something along the lines of a Netflix-style virtual console thing, which would be great to go along with that, because both consoles, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, offer free games with your paid online membership. So what you gonna do, Nintendo? It either has to be very cheap or you gotta offer something. No region locking. This is huge, especially for people like me who import. This is fantastic. I mean, I don't import a lot, but I mean, if there's one or two games that just don't come out here, it's nice to have that option. Super, super great. They also announced a touchscreen, but they kind of just said it really quickly. They're just like, oh, this is the stuff that the old Nintendo machines have. The DS had a touchscreen, and the Switch will have everything that I've just mentioned. So it's weird that they were just like, yeah, touchscreen, and then that was basically it. They showed off the modes the machine can be played in, the regular TV mode. I like the tabletop mode. I actually really enjoy that. I love how you can play off the TV with the Wii, but I also don't carry the thing around with me. So I like the idea of just having its own screen next to me on the coffee table while my wife watches her things or whatever, for whatever reason. 2.5 to 3 hours, that's not great. Not great, but I mean, whatever. I don't travel while I game, so to me that's fine. Plus you can charge it while you play, so it shouldn't be a problem for most people. Wi-Fi, of course. I like the whole 8 switches can connect thing. That's pretty good. I'd like to see some games actually do it, which would be great. Some really competitive first-person shooters would do really well with that for local. It also means that there's really no reason for there not to be local play in almost every game. So if it's it's Wi-Fi, just here's my Switch, and you just play with your own screen. So that's pretty cool. They talked about the Joy-Cons an awful lot. My god, the Japanese really like to pour over the smallest of details without giving us the answers we kind of want. But whatever, they showed off the Joy-Con controllers, which are really cool. I like the fact that Amiibos can still be used, which is cool, because I definitely collect those. And the share buttons is a different idea. I don't like how they were like, oh, it'll share pictures right now, and soon it'll share videos. Stop bringing things out before they're done, Nintendo. Come on, man. And there's motion controls, which they poured over a little bit more than I would have liked. I don't really care for motion control. I don't think they're bad. I don't want this to go down the path of the Wii or Wii U. Though I guess it does open the possibility of Wii Virtual Console games, so that's pretty cool. I like how there's colors, red and blue. It's very nice. It has an IR camera. The HD rumble sounds really interesting, even though it's presented in the weirdest way possible. Ice cubes and stuff, dude. You guys are weird sometimes, but I like the idea. 1-2 Switch looks interesting. I mean, it's probably the pack-in game, at least for North America. It looks okay at best. It looks like it'll hit the average audience better than Nintendo Land did. Not as well as you know, Wii Sports. I don't think anything is going to hit as well as Wii Sports did. That was insane. But it looks okay. The basic premise is fine, I guess. Didn't really show a lot of it. They also showed ARMS, which looks okay. I don't know. They were saying that this will be the in-depth game. I'm just like, I don't see it. I like the idea. The idea is very cool. I love the art style. It looks very awesome, very 1960s style anime. I really enjoy that. But to me, it looks like it's just gonna be, boo-boo, you do fighting, and that's it. Like, you're not gonna see like a career mode. You're not gonna see anything else. It doesn't look like it's gonna have much to it, and they'll probably still sell it for the full friggin' price. Whatever. But I like the character designs. Are we gonna see these guys in Smash Brothers? Probably not, but I like them. Splatoon 2 looks pretty cool. I never played Splatoon 1, so I don't really have an opinion on this. I couldn't even tell that this was a new game or just upgrades to the first one, so whatever. I mean, that's great. Splatoon it did amazingly. It sold a lot of consoles, so very cool. I mean, whatever. I'm not the audience here, but I think that's great that they're doing it. The next thing was probably the best part of the show for me because, you know, I'm a Mario guy. Ask anyone, I'm a Mario guy. Super Mario Odyssey looks freaking incredible. I was really worried at first when they showed off the whole real world thing. I was like, oh god, no, don't Sonic 06 this, man. But then as it kept going, the idea is that he visits non-Mushroom Kingdom worlds is incredible. I'm even sort of hoping that Sarasa Land from Mario Land is going to be in this, judging by the whole desert and that like Egyptian sphinxy kind of ride that he gets there. I think the game looks incredible. I think it's bullshit that it's not launching at launch. Holiday, man, I can't wait this long. I can't wait for a Mario game, but it looks good. Monolith Soft showed off Xenoblade 2. Pretty cool. I would have expected Xenoblade Chronicles X or whatever to be ported or whatever, but we saw actually very few ports of games for the Wii U onto this. So it looks pretty cool. Xenoblade 2 looks very much closer to the traditional Xenoblade Chronicles than Xenoblade X did, so that's pretty cool. I'm okay with that. I'll definitely try that out. Fire Emblem Warriors. I adored Hyrule Warriors. I loved it. And while not every Warrior-style game is good, Fist of the North Star says hello. I love the idea of the Warrior games because you can take so many franchises and make awesome Warrior games out of it. And Fire Emblem is one I've been saying since Legend of Zelda. So bravo, bring us some Fire Emblem. Bring in more than just like Fire Emblem 1, like with Marth, Ike, and friggin', what is his name all of a sudden? God damn it. Guy from Fire Emblem Awakening, who I can't remember his name for the life of me for some reason. Bring us some Fire Emblem 2, 4, 5, 6. Like, these things that never hit America. I want to see some Sigurd. I want to see some Prince Leaf. I want to see some of that stuff. Bring that in. But otherwise, I'm happy. I think that's freaking great. They showed off that there was going to be 80 games in development right now for third party. That's awesome. They didn't show a whole lot of them, but Square did, reiterate that Dragon Quest 10 and 11 are coming out. Also, Heroes 1 and 2 Dual Pack is coming out. That's pretty cool. A gorgeous 2D RPG whose name I didn't catch. I'll try to find it out and put it on the screen. Looks beautiful. Definitely excited for that. No surprise, though, that Final Fantasy VII is not announced for it. Anyone out there actually surprised by that? It's not going to happen. I would love to see a 7 on the Switch. It's not going to happen. Let's just say that right now. I'm going to be wrong, too. People are going to, come to this video and be like, you're wrong, Phil. Atlas showed off a new Shin Megami Tensei game. Cool. Sega showed nothing. Weird. Suda51 showed off that they have a Travis Touchdown game coming, but didn't say much. EA rambled on about FIFA. Cool, I guess. It's weird that they specifically stated FIFA. I know that Sony basically has the licenses to the MLB series, so we're not going to see MLB, and I don't think Japan cares about football or American football or hockey or anything, so I guess it's not surprising that they didn't show off Madden or NHL, but I'm not counting them out. It wouldn't make sense just to have FIFA. Bethesda showed off Skyrim, something we all knew, but that being said, it's nice to finally hear for sure that it was coming out. It looks very cool. I'm very happy it's there. I don't think they revealed a launch day. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't see one. Come on, this should be launch. This should be launch, guys. just don't screw this up. Then there's Sizzle Reel, nothing crazy. They showed off like some Super Nintendo games and stuff, but weirdly enough, they didn't at all show the Virtual Console. Nothing. No Virtual Console news. And then after that, they just showed off what was going to be in the bundle. It's the console, left and right Joy-Con, the strap, the dock, the grip, HDMI cable, and the AC adapter. Pro controllers are sold separately, no one's surprised by that, and 2 versions, one with color joysticks, or sorry, one with colored Joy-Cons and one with gray Joy-Cons. And basically up to that point, I was sort of disappointed. Like, they didn't really show off anything. They showed off Mario. That was the only in-depth thing they showed off. Everything else were just promises. And I get that this is an E3, but I mean, the thing launches in a month and a half, and there was no launch titles, like, other than friggin' 1-2 Switch or whatever. No Virtual Console news at all, which makes no sense. No in-depth detail about their online service, which again makes no sense. And no hard drive size details. Like, there's still so much to ask. Hopefully they'll show that off in the next presentation, which will be in the morning, which maybe everyone already knows by the time this goes up. I have no idea. They then showed off, of course, Breath of the Wild. I've been sort of lukewarm with Breath of the Wild. I love the idea, but I'm just not an open world kind of guy. That being said, this trailer knocked it out of the friggin' park. I am so hyped for this game now. That looked wonderful. Everything about that trailer spoke to me. It was incredible to look at, incredible to hear. I cannot wait for Breath of the Wild, and I'm so glad it's a launch title. And to be honest, without this as a launch title, I honestly think that the Switch launch would be dead in the water. Honestly. And I mean, like, I'm assuming that's the same day as the Wii U version, so what's really motivating me to get a Switch? I have no idea. I mean, does Breath of the Wild look incredible? Of course it does, but it's going to be available for the Wii U. It'll look basically the same, so why should I care about the Switch version? Nintendo answered a lot of questions, but they're making us ask a lot of questions too, and that's kind of the Nintendo way, as frustrating as that is. Either way, let's hope for some more information. Am I excited for the Switch? Sure. Am I going to get one? Yeah, of course I am. Am I going to get one at launch? I don't know. I don't know yet. I know I will get one before Mario Odyssey comes out, which is basically my rule. I need that Mario game day one. And so far, other than that, there doesn't seem to be anything that's going to really push me. Nintendo, come on. Where's Mother 3? Where's Mother 3, guys?